Constitutional Review Committee, what they call CRC.
The CRC na big committee where they pantap all the region, tribe, religion, and all the political party there.
This CRC, when a Constitutional Review Committee, then they go na all the districts, all the chiefdoms, and then small town them. So, na Potoko, no lucky more, because they want hear you voice.
So me family, una go to the CRC meeting and tell the people them waiting una want to make the inside the new constitution for Salone.
This na body where government of Salone is self don form for look inside the 1991 constitution. Thing dem dey for pull, thing dem dey for hand. Na that make government feel say it's necessary for let them form this committee.
For know more about this committee, una call the CRC secretariat on their number here. 025 333 22 or 025 333 23. This message they come to you from SLBC and it get support from UNDP and CRC.
This change where they change the constitution. Not for one person, not for me no more, not for you no more, not for we all. So make sure say you talk, then you read. Forget about the language where you talk. Anything where you talk, we go listen and then go put her inside you.
Good morning and welcome to CRCR, an hour we designed for look at the work where CRC they do, that are the Constitutional Review Committee. And for this edition, we topic now the effects of the Ebola outbreak on the work of the CRC or the CRC process. And for talk about this topic, I get the number one person from the Constitutional Review Committee, one big Alejo, when Honorable Justice Edmund Cowan. Justice, say hello to people.
Family on the morning.
Yeah. Okay, that's the number one person at the CRC, that and the Constitutional Review Committee, where they can help me for talk about this topic. And not forget to say you will be part of this program by way where you will send a text message to the number 079 008 602. The number again for be part of this program now 079 008 602. We will begin with the program right now. And Justice Cowan, we know say the topic now the effect of the Ebola outbreak on our work. But make we start for discuss what's the present status of the Constitutional Review Committee.
Well, thank you. The present status of the committee is that we still do some half thing there. The main thing we will be one for do really by now will be the things say we will for them begin go offline for make the people there and try for explain to them what in this whole process is about. But right now, what you would do, would they try for shape then documents here that now the Constitution together with Peter Tucker in report. When are the documents that way we get for review. So we they go around now Freetown, now them public offices there with the shape that they. Then the other thing we they do right now is even yesterday we get 8 subcommittees where they deal with all the aspects that are the Constitution, the legislature, the executive, the judiciary, and all the kind of thing there. So what you would do, the secretariat, would they call them committee members, yeah? You know, one group. Say we call the legislative committee, they come, when they will sit down, we talk, then tell you what are the difficulties whether they get for able for carry out their work so that when we talk together, we will able for solve the problems that we will able for solve. Then secondly, then subcommittees, themselves, because of the public emergency, we will not be able for whole big meeting there with people there, because now that will be they do. Then now they go around, like they go now one ministry, they talk to the big man there, where they now the ministry. then they left them documents with them so that they go able share back to the people, because like this one a questionnaire for the legislative committee, so then they left them documents here. People go get for answer then the questions that were they inside this document, where they go send back to we.
So now, what are some of the issues where the 8 subcommittees they report at the meeting?
Where
The 8 subcommittees they report at the meeting. What are some of the issues where they come up?
well, some of the issues, of course, one of them now is that the question of transport, but one of the main things where we see say they run right across the committee, they all where we don't talk with so far, is this question of confidentiality. That is, people they afraid for talk. Then they afraid for talk because of their position and this that. Then they afraid say this na constitution business, na government business. They not can talk. Let it look for like for say. Then they talk. Then they criticize government.
Well, the identity what they disclose.
No, whether their identity, you see, identity not come on that. This not to government, anybody they criticize. When we talk about the constitution, now the law, where they govern the people. Now this lawyer, the government they use for govern we all subject to this law. And so waiting government don't do now, president himself to come, the day where they pull the Constitutional Review Committee na do sometime last year. He say we forgo meet the people there, let the people then talk, let the people then tell we waiting they want. Because this lawyer now they govern them. So if you go say I don't want this, you know they criticize government. You work as a citizen of this country. You they help make a put and say you they help yourself. Because if you sit down, you're afraid for talk. So till you allow this wire, we do this work here, it pass into law, then you don't go blame anybody if something happen. You know, people they talk about, for instance, people they talk about the mineral wealth of this country, that we natural resources. They want to see that government use them properly. The woman that they talk say they're marginalized. They want for take part by chieftaincy. They want for take part by this. So other people they, you know, all man get issues. Well, there are issues here. Now the government say, let we talk about them so that we go put them now with law. We all go able for benefit. But if you not talk, then if anything happens today tomorrow, you don't go blame government, because government don't give you the permission for doing. But waiting me they tell people, this not to take away people for free. You know they go talk about individual. Now when you go begin sit down, they criticize individual, you left waiting, they ask you for do. You they go put much for other thing. Now you go get for free. But this, if not the constitution no more you they talk about. You know, for instance, the MPs they talk about one section of the constitution where deal with the other side, where they say if you talk na parliament or you they do things na parliament where they against your party and this that your party can tell write to Mr. Speaker and tell Mr. Speaker for pull you. But one of the things you people for realize is not talk. That section they not talk. How you they go about, so tell the party they do this. They just say if the party feels say or Mr. Speaker feels say na so you they do, they can unseat you. Well, then they are now all the topics there where they want let the people they talk about. So me they tell people they say we not I not think say that we short or something we will affect anybody. And may all advise to some people they like they one day where they in a government department, would they kind of things here go to them? Ministries, government departments and the agencies come together as a group. Una sit down and discuss the constitution. When una don't do that, then una come out with a position paper.
You know, if we say the media wing of the CRC for provide more education and sensitization, particularly to them questionnaire.
Oh yes, it's true. The media, we don't engage the media. In fact, we will call them at one time. We invite them at one time for a workshop, so that they will be part of this system. And I think we get a media group. We suppose for help for tell people there what in this whole thing they're about. In fact, the media are very, very important. The radio, the television, the newspapers, they're very, very important in this because now the people they listen to. I mean, can you imagine how many people they listen to 98.1, Na Morning, 98.7, Star Radio, then Upline, all the community radios. You go any side now, even at the village, you will see somebody, either a whole in small radio or a whole in mobile phone will get a radio again and yes. So the media are very, very
I see important. You come with 2 documents. That's not it. Peter Tucker in draft report and the questionnaire. Make we start for talk about quick one, the Peter Tucker in draft report where they side by side. Make we see what's in the inside, what he talk about.
No, well, you see the Peter Tucker report, make I put it this way. They give Peter Tucker power for make a review the 1991 Constitution. You see? So now, and he do that with the help of the people again, because instead we go meet the people there, they make suggestions to them. You see? So, he look at the Constitution, any side where people they think say, something where they call like if make I just turn to make I see. You see, any side where them feel say or people they suggest to and say, just like how I've been they talk this now, they suggest to and say we not think say this thing are within at the Constitution, nothing way a right. We want make it be so or make it not be so. If people then make suggestions to them, say something not for be so, then now a record now a own report. You will find out say when you look at the Constitution and you look at Peter Tucker a report, not to all sections of the Constitution a make recommendation for make them change or make them make addition to. You see, when you look at, you go see like chapter 1. They talk about the public seal of the republic shall be such a device as Parliament shall prescribe. Now, suggestion is say the Constitution shall be the supreme law of Sierra Leone, of Sierra Leone, and sovereignty belongs to the people of Sierra Leone, from whom government through this Constitution derives all its power, authority, and legitimacy. You see, the way the 1991 Constitution put them, it not been too clear. So it now suggests say, let we make it this way. And so now so it goes through, not to all, so some sections that they will not touch at all. Because and the people that were able to consult, they feel say, they side they're okay. So now the side the normal way the people they feel say not okay, now in deal with. Now waiting what they do, government tell we now say, now 208 Peter Tucker present this report here. Government not be able for deal with them because of other reasons. Now the first term that, you know, Peter Tucker start for review this Constitution with the old government day. They done just about when then they go out. So he presented to the new government. They said because of other reasons they not be able for deal with them. The president say, okay, in my second term, if I win a second term, I go look into this report. And true to form, when he win in second term, now I make a set up this review committee with a pool na do. Now waiting we get for do.
Because I want to ask, waiting make this document important now. Waiting at the role for this document now, this current process.
Yeah, waiting at the importance of the Peter Tucker. Now I have just want to tell you, waiting at we your mandate now. Government don't look at the report, but because of the time lapse, now 208 they present this report. 208 to 2014. Now long time that, you know. So now I make government say, okay, they set up this committee, una look at then two documents here again, the Constitution of 1991 in self, and this report here, una review them. So what will they do now? Will they review? Will they look at Peter Tucker in review? Then will they look at this? So in other words, Peter Tucker review the 1991 Constitution. We now, they review the Peter Tucker report and the Constitution. And so what will they do? When we go meet the people there, if the people then decide, say, the old Constitution, the 1991 Constitution, as far as they're concerned, is all right by them, then you don't get problem. You see what I mean? You don't get problem with them. If they say, because from 2008, they tell you they review that Constitution day to now, plenty things don't happen. We should warrant the things that what Peter Tucker been say not for change. A warrant for let we change them now, or let we do something about them now. So when they look back, if anything, they will feel say because of all what things don't happen within these 5-6 years, we need for do something about them. Then the people will tell we will explain to the people that they will tell we. Then now when we don't done with that, we they come to Peter Tucker and he'll review all the things that we in suggest. We in be suggest say now for the amended constitution, we they put themselves back to the people there. We look at if the people they say yes, how it be do so make it left so, then we go left and so. If they say no, this why I think because of waiting in law, make I just give you an example. In the middle of this whole thing, when we start to do this constitution, now a very important constitutional issue arise. The speakership of parliament. Now a very important position down there because now the head of the legislature, the second arm of government. You know, now it arise. They say they want to change certain aspects of the constitution so that not to lawyer them no more for the be a speaker. So they change them. Now we get a speaker, we're not to lawyer, right? But the old one be there. And now just when we start just when they give we the power for make we look at them documents here. Now something was still there in the constitution. Now the constitutional position that up to now without amendment day. So when we they go around, we know they pull and accommodate. We they still
I look back at that.
We they still make the people they look at her, not we. We they still put them back to the people there, they look at them. If the people they say this new arrangement way, this new amendment way they make as far as we concern is all right by we, they're fine. That not we not get problem with that at all. If the people, for instance, if the people they say no, how it be day today now so we want them, then we go get for put and we report.
Well, that make a lot of people then they say parliament will not refer to for that particular amendment.
Well, you know, we not go talk for parliament. That na parliament. You see, one thing you get for no law no day, we say parliament will supposed to refer to the constitutional review committee. Waiting people they talk now expediency that they talk about. For say we've been things say since president don't launch this constitutional review committee, it been for better if they put that idea there to the constitutional review committee for make them put on their report. But now parliament no more will tell you why they not do that. Me not go able to think for them.
Okay, now we dey come to we topic proper. How the Ebola outbreak don't make una work down and box more?
Well, they don't handbug the work because the government don't pass this Public Emergency Act. We make and they don't quarantine certain areas there up country. That's not one. Then you know the whole public meetings where you will collect large number of people in any one place at any one time, because the message your government they send to we is say not touch. let body not jam with body, naked body not jam with naked body, and you never know when you call them kind meeting there, crowd they go there, people they go, all kind of people they go there. You don't know who that they suffer from anything. You see, so because waiting will be non plan, now money will be the wait for. Fortunately, just because a few weeks before this thing they happen, government managed to give us some money. So we've been done the plan now for do with outreach, for get ourselves, for go offline, make we go meet the people there.
That's
talk
a
to
nationwide.
exactly, now will be the plan. We been get vehicles there all. Now we not get the vehicles, some of the vehicles that we will be get because again, President appeal to all institutions that will get utility vehicles for make their hand over the Ministry of Transport and Health. So with utility vehicles, we don't hand them over. So we cannot go up country. Now I say now what will they do? Now inside Freetown here no more, we will get all the ministries, departments, institutions and this, that. We they go round them, we try for sensitize the boss man there, the big man there at the institution, because we not go gather all the workman there. We talk to them, we don't talk to them though, we left the documents here, give them, so that then we look them, then go pass and give them on demand there, so that they self go able for understand and answer their questions here. When the time reach, by God in power, we're able to fight this Ebola, it go away, we go just start from Musa we stop. And what make we they do this now? Now an opportunity. We're not going to say now because this Ebola don't come, we're not able to do this wire, but other things that they will go able to do, we go help we when the Ebola don't know, because all that here what they do now, if we not do them now, the first we go get for do when the Ebola sick down in the country, and that will waste time, because now we dey lose time, because waiting with the area now, this Ebola likely it not go done before 9 months.
The projections.
Yes, the projections so that they give it not go likely done before 9 months. And so if that is the case, now next year, early next year, we suppose for present to report to government. But if now this they happen now, we don't stop now. It not go likely possible. But we not go sit down so. We get for carry on. We they distribute them documents here now. We don't go and go State House. We don't go and go Cabinet Office. We don't go and go VP Office. We don't give plenty people the tertiary education that we don't go meet to at one time. We don't give the all. So they try for see what thing go happen, and for encourage people there, we want for write position papers. This now the time now we then go concentrate for write the position papers and send them to we, so that we go sit down now, they do work inside we own place, get some of them materials ready. So as this war against the Ebola, as we win and no more, we go start to our own business one time, so that if delay they say too much delay now go there.
So possibly the Ebola outbreak will even affect timing.
Oh yes, it don't affect timing already. You see, we don't get some constraints. We don't get some constraints with regards to funding, you know, and other contingency constraints. We've been already put we back small bit, but we've been they see now how best we go able for rush some things then way before help push hotel before able for deliver on time, or if even we not be able for deliver on time, we'll be go able for do them in the shortest possible moment with very little delay.
So when the outbreak go don't come to an end by God in power, una will only target the provinces now with their documents here, or una go because already una don't begin engage Freetown.
No, you know, we get public sensitization. We will not do it, you know. And waiting till they happen, you see, we don't do, even though we be getting constraints here, we don't do a lot of work. For instance, the UNDP, we don't give contracts to a lot of CSOs. and some other institutions for help for sensitize the people there. Take for instance like the Youth Commission. The Youth Commission hold meetings with the youth there, na Kenema, Bo, Makeni, and Freetown. They invite the CRC Day. Me and one member from each of the subcommittee, we go there. We take part for all of the sensitization program there. People, they ask questions, we able to answer them. CCG don't do the same thing. There be whole meeting for paramount chiefs. Nabo, Makeni, and Kenema. I attend the one at Makeni, then the big one where now all the paramount chiefs, then the 149 paramount chiefs, and they invite them at Kenema. I go there. Myself go talk to the people there. So we don't engage for plenty of them here. The most important one will be left now really. Now for let we make them tours here so that we will get a meeting with people there who will go able to explain to them. Because we don't go mark you 2013 before December. We will don't go around the entire country and distribute all them what they call it for the people that they look at. You see, because this okay what they do, if you not don't read this constitution and the Peter Tucker report, you're not going to talk about that. You're not going to talk about what's wrong with the constitution or what's wrong with Peter Tucker in report way for make you look into them. So now the most important thing that I make any side where I don't go, they tell people say, do ya? Una read them documents here. And I want for big the institutions and this that. We not go get money even if the international community want help with. For them we turn out them documents here for give everybody one by one. But waiting with the expectation when we go left like 10 copies of them documents here in any institution, we debate them. Una self try because this is a national issue, not to one man what they call. Na national issue. Una self try for multiply them, for to copy them, give other people there so that they self go look at. Because up to date we don't print over 15,000 with the help of UNDP. We don't print over 15,000 of them documents here, and we don't shape them all.
Okay, this na CRC that and the Constitutional Review Committee are we set aside for look at the work there where the committee they do. And we don't get one first text message now. Yeah. It say I plead to CRC for make them adjust the age limits of the presidential candidate when I'm 40 years. It say at least make it be 40 years. It say this go make young people get the zeal for aspire for this position. Continue for send your text message to the number again 079 008 602. Justice Town.
Yeah, well, that person, they will send that question. Now, the thing that we have been talk earlier on, that people must, one, read the Constitution and the Peter Tucker report. That person there, if you not be don't read the Constitution, it not be for able to ask that question there. So it's very important because it not be for no. And secondly, let people not afraid for talk. Now, I make the message they send to people, anybody we want, let we change, let we review any part of the Constitution or the Peter Tucker report. If you're not able to go now with office level where you see don't talk, write to we office the Miata Conference Hall. Write to we, go left and day. Then the time they come, we will go get for Sidom and look at all the things here with people there. Say, now I make they go meet people. Because the majority views of the people, at the end of the day, now we will go get for take. And one thing I want to let people understand, not to CRC they change they review the Constitution by themselves. For say, now we they sit down, we change, we feel say, like what this man say, we feel say, oh yes, this area now for change, we change. No. We not get that power there. We mandate now for go to the people there. This now their document. Now then this document they govern. Now for go to them, let them tell we what they want inside this constitution, what they want, let we review. Then we go sit down now, we look up. The one that way we think say na constitution matter, we go put out there because make I say this. Plenty things that they way people that they talk, where we already get law for them in this country. Plenty things where people they talk about. We already get law for them in this country. But like how I can say, the man when they out yonder, na layman, he don't know how for rights then take this that. So we when they at the committee, then they send them to we. Now we are more or less the experts. And we get sabi people there from abroad, where they with you, where they help you. In fact, some of them before don't come, but now them playing here where they say not for Canada the country, now I make them not come here. We get lawyers from law officers when we call draftsmen. When are then they all the lawyer whether the person in this country, now then they write them. Then they give them the idea, then go write them because then they are now specialist work. We get them all. And just recently, UNDP don't hire 5 people, what we call interns. They don't come now for help with, for deal with all that here. You see, and we get one other person who himself not expert, when a Sierra Leonean one Mr. Massakoy, himself UNDP just send them for make a join with. It don't work na Sudan, it don't work na attitudinal change office and all that today. Now international man, himself they with we now. So all that here, when people send them, we go sit down, we look them, then we go see who's one fine and who's one not fine. Yeah. But make I say this, when we don't done, we first draft, we they take and go back to the people. For make they agree with we say yes, waiting will be say 9, then the constitution.
Yeah, to the referendum?
No.
Okay,
before
okay.
When we don't do that. You see, well, if you want to make a talk about the referendum, I will talk about it. Okay. When we don't do the first draft, you know, it's like you're not secretary. You boss give you dictation. You come, you type them. You they take the draft, go back to them. They go look and for say, yes, wait till I've been telling this woman, now I ended at this paper. Before I give you, you can make the final
corrections.
Final what they call the signer.
Yeah, Justice Kawan, that's go bring me to the other question. Now, one of the editions of this program say the Women's Forum they get for present a position paper. The issues the way they outline is so boku that I be they ask say whether it will embrace all, because normally the spirit of the constitution they look at broader issues, but whether all the issues then they when they don't outline the constitution will absorb them.
No, but now I talk this now. You see, Women's Forum now an organization comprising of women from different background. This 9 are the thing where they honor them. So then don't put under them position paper. Now we now the CRC go get for sit down, look at that position paper the way they don't send, look at all the circumstances and decide whether in fact some of them thing they na thing where they na the constitution. Now I make up and tell you again earlier on that some of the things that we people they talk about now their position papers or over radio, we get laws for them. You see, we get laws for them already in this country. So we could get for look at that, okay, this is where this was in the talk, we get laws for them. Why if for them at the constitution? Provision, you see, some of them things here where people they talk about, the constitution, na guideline, na the source of the law, ain't just they say, this thing for happen. When they say this thing for happen, it left now with the people there, for make them do something with us so that I go materialize. For instance, make I take my own office, the office of the Ombudsman. If you look section 146 of the Ombudsman Act, I think that 3 lines. It not talk, waiting at my functions. It not talk, who that for report to. It not talk, how I for set up the office. It not talk nothing. It just say, there shall be established an office of the Ombudsman within 1 year if I don't pass through Parliament and this thing. So the enabling act, what you call the enabling, as a result of that command with the constitution say this office for day. As a result of that command day, 9 government go now to Parliament with a bill. We talk, who that for be ombudsman, waiting at the office, who that forbid this, how they for run the office, how they for employ people, how for they do that. Now the enabling act that the Ombudsman Act of 1997. You see? So they act there already. So we get for look all that today, we sit down, we shuffle them and pick out the one way we feel say for the inside the amendment. Then at that and now we they present to government for let them self look at.
Okay, let me look at 10 questionnaire where you bring. What's the question or the methodology where this questionnaire entail?
Well, I think now like this legislative committee, now one aspect that of the constitution. So the committee now sit down, they look at all the things that were surrounding that chapter then at the constitution, the legislature. So they ask all the questions here, you know, for the people there, what they call, you see, if you take 11 question 11 here, we get now the constitution for say there shall be, I think, a boundary limitation for parliament, for parliamentary elections, I think every 5 years or something like that. Now one of the questions whether they ask now, over what period of time interval the division of Sierra Leone into constituencies should be reviewed. So now if the people they look at their questionnaire, so there's some man go say no, make it be 10 years. Some man go say that 5-year period is too long. Let us bring up forward, let it be 3 years. You know, like how this man they talk, so this man that in suggestion they it will come under the executive. Because the president, the office of the president, they under the executive. If you look at the executive, the questionnaire, so tell they will get a question there because they know say this is not a popular topic. Mr. Seblo here over the radio several times, discussions with people they talk about them. You see, so now questions then where not to they just sit down, they pull under their head, they ask them, they look at the provisions of the constitution. Now based on that, like what you say so, they ask them questions. Yeah.
Question one, I think they talk about whether the vote age for vote and for be voted for if it for be a harmonized one.
You see, well now the things like that because they were all now the topic there because some because the constitution say I think you for vote. You're eligible for vote, I think, at the age of 18. You see? But then they talk say you're eligible for vote at the age of 18, but I think for me MP or for me president, it give different ages there. So me fit for vote at 18, I can vote for somebody, but at that age, nobody not go vote for me. You see? So now the harmonization that they talk say, let the Constitutional Review Committee go try for look into that one day and see if they what they call it. If now at 21, the man fit for vote, let it be say himself he able for stand for that position they at that age day.
So how CRC they administer them questionnaire, particularly to people then within a local community, then they give them for some time, then go collect them back, or they can help people then maybe not understand for feeling.
No, well, you see, now communities we they deal with. Now I make we don't like the paramount chiefs there, so we don't give them all copies of their documents here. We they expect say within the communities, they will able. I mean, in all their communities, you get people the way they read and write, and moreover, NDC, the National Democratic, what did they call NDC? When I'm one of the agents there, they don't translate some of their documents here into 5 of the local languages, where they distribute to the people there. So simply, when we go left, for instance, I mean, you get like the women's groups. We expect say the women's groups now the various areas there, now their community there, they go sit down with the illiterate sisters then this that and try for explain to them what it is how for fill up this form. The youth commission, they get the youth what they call them all over the country. We expect say they go do that. The deaf and the blind people, I think now NCs, they be don prepare braille wey dem don distribute. When me go up country with the National Youth Commission, I find out say some youths dem be dey wey come na the meeting wey blind. We give them that document here, but it not be useful to them. It not be go useful to them. So when I come down, through the technical man we get, Mr. Balush, me and him we talk. It able for make we get 20 copies again of their documents there, where we don't hand over to the yes, we don't hand over to the youth commission, to the youth commissioner, so that it go send and go offline, make them able for distributor amongst the people there.
Okay, let's look at the other set of text message here we don't count. He say, I want to make the CRC review them following position here. It mentioned CSOs, I don't know if now civil society organizations, Attorney General, Inspector General of Police, NEC Chair, Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Chief Justice, and then Paramount Chief themselves for make them serve them people then without any political interference. Then the other question say review committee. He said, do you look the issue of house rent in the country? He said because people and they die slowly because of the plenty of rent where the landlord and landlady they take from them.
You see, that first person who write that question, send that question, they for let look into some of them things. Now skeleton he just give it. My advice to him, write a position paper where you go give it a little bit more of information. We probably when you give with that your position paper with that information there, other people then they will go right to it about them today. Or when we do with outreach, when we talk to people there, other people then they will go raise that issue there. So we go come, we sit down, we look at all the issues there. If not something that we get for do, we go get for change them. But one of the things again where they talk about chieftaincy, they talk about there are laws like the paramount chiefs, the laws then they I mean they don't pass a recent chieftaincy act. You see it day. Some of the other things there acts of parliament day where they cover them. And waiting in some of them things from waiting me gather from waiting they say for happen now amendments for strengthening them. You see, and when you talk about political interference, now quite a different thing. CRC no go stop political interference. You know, now the people they get for tell you waiting they want, we go stop them kind of a thing there. You know.
Okay. Make we look again at the issue.
The second one.
Yeah.
The second
the house rent.
Well, you see, even the house rent, the laws that they will regulate rent, we get rent tribunals. We get rent tribunals where people can go there for make them adjust dirty day. And waiting people for understand, for regulate dirty day, it's not easy. The man be the host. If you go there, you want the host, the man say that my price is not negotiate or not negotiate. You see, if it's not right with you, now come out you go get for commodity. I don't see outside government go get for go tell anybody say that the rent is I peg you rent. But probably that could be done. Let the person look at the rent acts. We get a law for that. But again, this is not just an opinion they give so that people go understand how this thing go work. Again, then kind of thing they write a paper, a position paper on that thing they give with sufficient information and this that when they get to it, sometimes there will be a way where we go put under the constitution for take care of that kind of position.
Yeah, Justice Kama they talk say most of the issues then there are acts we provide, we make provision for that. But some person want to talk say where it then at the constitution is supersede because like the area of chieftaincy act, it talks say everybody once you come out from chieftaincy you go vie for election. But if for they in line with customs and tradition, where we see say over the years they militate or they ambush women. So if it clearly defined maybe in the constitution, that would make them more protective.
Yeah, but you see, the constitution often not they go into the nitty-gritty of wetin e dey say. As I say, na a command paper, na a creative document. In dey create situations. Now you get for put flesh per that situation the way e dey create. For instance, chieftaincy is mentioned in the constitution. The constitution make provision for the chieftaincy that there must be paramount chiefs in the country. It make provision for that. As a result of that, now they come out to the Chieftaincy Act. Now, if the Chieftaincy Act is inadequate, me think say now the people therefore go back, sit down and try for amend them so that they go make them a little bit more robust, or remove certain things the way where they affect other people their rights. Okay. And rightly so, you talk about customs and this that. You see, customs been there before they bring them Waitman laws. They are then kind of a type of laws they are well written. In those days, customs. Now the practices of the people. When you talk about customary, what they call it, now the practice of the people where it was not written, and now we they try for adjust them so that they will fit present day society. This 21st century, can you imagine? This 21st century man, they go say, my wife say, he don't want me again. Therefore, all the money we have been spent for them, this, that, and so tell that woman don't born full picking for her. All the money we have been spent for her, if people they forgive me back. But then you don't get, but who benefits them?
Where you not going to pay for.
Where you not going to pay for.
Okay,
you see,
one
so
last text message you don't come inside say, Justice Kawan, he say, how sure you feel say, then CRC documents here who are don't distribute to MDA then big man then go shame them because most of them patriotic, they're selfish and corrupt and then are enemy of progress.
Well, you know, anything we man they do now this warrior, you they hope see people go do the correct thing. This is not a national issue. Now for we all benefit. Now the law this, in fact now the one law this you can hear it, where people can say this thing when you do is unconstitutional. Now because this document not make provision for them. So now help with the try for help so that we will come out with a credible document. I make we carry them things here go to people there. The only thing we make go say is they appeal to them who don't carry their documents they go to make them make it go down to the other people themselves when are Sierra Leoneans. Okay. This not to money for shame. When you go say me one grain will take this that. All you get for do now for call the other madam, you have this document. You have then questionnaires here. Do you now for your own benefit? They explain to you for let you go to them. Okay, now that respond there, we go tap this edition of CRCR. And for sake I'm a guest, when I the number one man for the CRC, Honorable Justice Edmund Kawan, and me police are starting and we already know so me na Princess Gibson the say tata so to meet back.
I know say you don't hear you about Constitutional Review Committee. What then they call CRC.
The CRC na big committee where they pan tap all the region, tribe, religion, and all the political party there.
This CRC, when a Constitutional Review Committee, then they go na all the districts, all the chiefdoms, and then small town them. So, na for Zoko, no lucky more, because the 1 year you boys.
So me family, una go to the CRC meeting and tell the people them waiting una want to make the inside the new constitution for Salone.
This na body where government of Salone is self don form for look inside the 1991 constitution. Thing and the way for pull, thing and the way for act. That make government feel say it's necessary for let them form this committee.
For no more about this committee, una call the CRC secretariat on their number here. 025 333 22 or 025 333 23. This message they come to you from SLBC and it get support from UNDP and CRC.
This change where they change the constitution No to for one person, no to for me no more, no to for you no more, not for we all. So make sure say you talk, then you read. Forget about the language where you talk. Any two way you talk, you go listen and then go put her inside you.